predisposed to overestimating, like.
I mean, I can't say for a fact that I'm one person.
You can say for a what?
I can say for a fact that I'm one person. What did I say?
We'll drop. What did
I say?
But it's me sharp gun, sharp pack.
Oh my God.
We'll catch him, come let. Sup, people? What's happening?
Hi, everyone.
Popping. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
I was not asking. I said, how are you guys? I was asking our audience.
I'm not. Is it it's supposed to be how are you guys and ladies, right? Or is it gender neutral? Because it's not just guys.
How is everybody doing?
Exactly.
When I know vex. I can't believe you just. Jesus Christ. It's people like you that will be up before Jesus and causing trouble.
I'm just saying,
damn.
Let's be inclusive.
Anyways, welcome to the show, guys.
Hi,
welcome
everyone.
to the Shrine Podcast, the show where we talk about pop culture, technology, music, and lifestyle from our lens as young Nigerians by way of abroad in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I was about to say, can I get an amen?
Amen. Don't worry, you don't need to ask me.
As usual, I am your co-host. My name is Akindare, and with me on the show today is
Jemima. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. We're coming live to you on a sunny Sunday afternoon from somewhere in Lagos. So, yeah.
From somewhere in Lagos. You want to say your location so that they will not come and arrest you.
Don't do that long.
It's election period.
If Kolawole Olawi was alive right now, and the kind of content we ain't going to get.
Wait, who's Kolawole Olawi?
Wow.
I know him, but I want you to, just for the purpose of people who might not know who he is.
There was once a show that we used to watch when we were young growing up called Nkombe. In Yoruba, that means yes, that's what. Yes, so I'ma just give you guys the opening theme sound. In Yoruba, Nkombe means, in English, Nkombe means
something day.
Things are going. Things are
crazy things are happening.
Things are bound, basically.
Oh my God!
And it was this show that the guy would just across mostly Yoruba states, but just report on weird, absurd happenings, maybe somebody that
somebody turned to yam or something like that.
Those kind of shit. Somebody turned to yam, somebody pick money and something happened.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody chased somebody inside the dungeon for 10 years or all those kind of bizarre, weird, strange stories as well. So that's why I'm if the guy was alive now, the guy could get content because
things are
going. You see that TikTok video of the guy that located a street from a video. Somebody posted a video on TikTok. Somebody posted it on Twitter and was like, "Oh, this is the best thing on TikTok." It was creepy as fuck to me because somebody just posted a video, and this guy looked through the video to the point where trees, the weather, the shadow of this thing is facing north, so that means it must be in this area. Then he went and looked, he did extensive research just from a random video on the internet. This guy located the street where that video was made.
Oh wow! What was his point? Just to locate it. Investigative journalist.
There are all kinds of things on the internet. See.
Shana investigative journalism.
The other day I saw a clip where T-Pain was saying on a podcast that he makes more money from playing video games on Twitch. He's playing the video game and just streaming it. Twitch is a streaming platform.
Right.
And he's just streaming what he's playing. It's not about whether it's good or what. He's just playing video games. That he makes more money from doing that than from music. He has made more money from doing that than from music in the last 4 years. Can you imagine that? So things are happening on the internet. You get there are all kinds of things, all kinds of groups where people that just do certain things. You see all those there's a Reddit thread on death. There's a Reddit thread on Star Wars. There's Reddit thread on Marvel movies. They're just people just have different interests that sometimes are creepy or weird. The guy that locates random streets from videos.
My own is just why? What's the point?
Anyway.
But yeah.
How are you? How are you doing? How's your week?
I'm doing okay. My week. Wait, my week. Shayna last. Okay, yeah. My week was okay. I just got back to work. I was a little bit under the weather a few weeks ago. Say 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. So last week was just like getting back into work and catching up really on things that I came back and my emails was just like everything was so full. Had to start sorting and things like that. But yeah. So yeah, last week was good. Work was okay. Ticked a few things off my KPIs and OKR, so that was also awesome. And generally, it was a good week as well. Just getting back into the world and like enjoying life back. I didn't drink alcohol when I was sick. So
JB. If I did drink alcohol.
Oh my God. So last week was like, basically awesome in trying to like recover and get back into being a normal human, healthy person.
You see, this is how people know somebody that is obsessed with their work, because how can this person, she's just coming back from being sick according to her, and first week was just about taking things easy. But
taking things easy now.
She still ticked a couple KPIs.
It's very important.
The
quarter is coming to an end.
No,
we go do QPR.
No, don't worry. We know. You get like it's only somebody like that can be getting double promotion in a year. You understand?
Okay.
It's only somebody that can be $8, that can be Benzo. You understand? So we know. I just wanted to call it out so that the people can further recognize, right, your tenacity.
Leave me alone.
And persistence.
How was your own
in
week?
Getting the job done?
Yeah,
oh my God.
I do my best.
Goals.
I do my best.
Goals, and they use you as prayer points.
I don't have anything going on for me. Life is only work. So I just have to give my 100%. You get?
When they start trying to do humility, that's when you know that.
Oh my God, it's the truth.
Anyway, Misha, my week.
How was your week?
My week was a little hectic.
Aww.
Cause there was.
You're still going to the office. You still work from the office.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
I had some of my colleagues from South Africa, and there was just a lot happening. It was especially at the end of the week, like from Wednesday, like this, like I was just going up and down this Lagos throughout.
But was it a productive week?
Yeah, of course. It was a productive week.
What's the coolest thing that happened to you last week? Last week.
Oh, I'll say.
Or interesting thing.
I'll say meeting somebody that has touched Beyonce's money. And the person giving me their phone to take pictures. And then I took pictures and they were mind blown with the pictures that I took. So that was so cool. I'm like, man, this
so you've met somebody that has been in close proximity with Beyonce?
Not close proximity.
The whole Beyonce.
Not just close proximity. She tours with Beyonce. She literally she touches Beyonce's money.
God.
Beyonce's actual.
God,
she touches Beyonce's actual money. There's a reason why I'm saying touches Beyonce's money, because when you think about how many people in this world alive right now would have access to Beyonce's money.
I mean, they can have access to her as a person,
but her money.
Yeah, you gotta be really close.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the coolest
cool.
thing.
That's
that was
cool.
the coolest thing. What about you?
Nothing cool happened to me. I beg go. Now the only KPI and QPR I be waiting. Okay, where I take. Yeah, nice.
But
that
was a cool experience.
All right, cool.
So what do we have on the menu today? What are we talking to the people about?
We're supposed to say what do we have today, then we'll not go to say how was your week. So we've jumped the queue.
No, I think you are the one that is mixing up the queues.
Are you sure?
I think so. It does not matter what do we have on the menu today. We have done it the way we have done it. Sorry, that's the spirit and the ethos of this podcast. Right?
Anything can happen.
Listen, sometimes we might not even do intro. We can just start.
There's no formula.
You understand? So just.
True. Fair enough. Because that's how life is sometimes. Sometimes you plan and
Man dispose.
God
disposes ahead. So you can have all your plans and all your setups and whatever, and then something will just happen.
And it's just fair enough. So today we're going to be talking about self-awareness. Yeah. you know,
Let me
basically,
light something to that.
basically, you know, what self-awareness is, you know, how do you, like, you know, understand like your personality, your blind spots, your strengths, you know, acknowledging your flaws, and you know, things like that, essentially, right? The whole cardinal point of self-awareness.
On one hand, I kind of feel like this kind of topic that opens up a basket of worms, but
A basket of worms.
let's see. Let's see, because you know, like it's.
Why did you say?
I think like, you know, things like self-awareness, they can be so subjective, because like people can have
Fair enough.
definitions.
No, but like they still like. I mean, well, okay. So let's go to what is self-awareness, right? You know, self-awareness is basically being like being conditioned to understand like yourself, your personality, your strength.
Conditioned. Choose your words wisely. Oh. Conditioned.
All right, wait, let me just look at what I wrote here, right? So yeah, self-awareness is the state or condition rather of being aware, right? Having knowledge and consciousness of one's character.
That's the dictionary definition. Well, there you
Yeah.
have it.
So, you know, yeah. So if you say subjective in that sense, I don't know, like, because it's like, it's literally what it is. Like if you're self-aware, like you're aware of who you are, like your character, your person.
Yes,
You
but
get what
like,
I'm saying?
what I'm saying is that like because there's levels to it,
Exactly.
right? So like somebody can be, let's say for example, let's just say there's level 1 to 5, right? Somebody can be on level 2, but to them they're on level 5. Like,
Oh, so like a
you get, because you don't know what you don't know. Do you get what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, you're only as self-aware as you are. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody just, it all comes, like, of course, the underlying idea is some sort of consciousness about who you are as a person, and like your character, and like what makes you, what makes you tick, right?
Yeah.
That is a unifying, right? But in that journey of knowing yourself, discovering yourself, there are different
Layers. Sometimes you think you
stages.
know yourself, like,
You
or
get-
you what's the word, like you overestimate how much you know yourself.
Yep. And,
Right.
like, human beings naturally are naturally predisposed to overestimating, like,
I mean, I
Our
can say for a
skills.
fact that I'm one person
you can
that
say for a what?
I can say for a fact that I'm one person. What
We'll
did
drop-
I say?
we'll drop. I mean,
What did I say?
But it's me sharp go, sharp pa.
Oh my God.
Will catch him, come there.
I can say for a fact that like I do sometimes like overestimate, you know, like maybe not now, because I like to think that like now I'm at least like, well, maybe not 100% self-aware, but I'm like more self-aware than most people that I have conversations with, or like, you know, have encounter with. But I do understand that like sometimes, like maybe past years, I would like overestimate how much something, like a situation for instance, is not affecting me, when in fact it's affecting me. But I'm not like self-aware enough to
know that
come
this is how
back,
it's
like to be
impacting
truthful.
you.
Exactly, like to be truthful with like how the thing, like it's like if something is happening and it doesn't align with like my personal goals, or like who I am as a person, or my values, right? But I just, you know, want to do it maybe because I'm in a situation where, you know, if I don't do that thing, maybe people would think I'm I don't know what the word to use now, but maybe people would kind of like see me as somebody else or whatever. Maybe I'm trying to, well, buy a baby, that kind of thing, right? Like I'm trying to.
Mufik being my need translation sister.
How am I going to translate that now? Like I'm trying to.
Pause. Sure, but it also kind of sound like a back. So. So when you had the pause game, okay, I heard that.
Like, you know, when maybe I'm in a situation where some things are happening that does not align with my values, right? But I'm trying to feel among. Jesus, that's the word I was looking for. Like, try to feel among. But like, as I've been growing up, like, you know, over the years, I've been able to evaluate, right, as a person. You know, evaluate myself, evaluate like my feelings and my emotion, and like how certain things, you know, affects me as a person and what it means to me, and with that I'm able to you know, move past whatever it is that issue is. So I mean, I'm trying to say I can understand why people would overestimate like how much self-aware they are or whatever.
Yeah,
Do you think
it's
you're a
also
self-aware
just-
person?
Me, well, before I get to that, but like I was just going to say, so just it's kind of evolutionary as well. Like, because when you think about it, you have to understand that like you need a certain level of overestimation to even like attempt some things. Like you need like maybe even overconfidence to be able to even attempt some things or even have some kind of dreams or ambitions, etc. Anyways, away from that digression. Do I think I'm self-aware? I'm a self-aware person. I think so. I think
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I think my therapist also agrees. Even though I've
Interesting.
not seen her forever, but when we saw, that was the feedback I got.
What would you say there was like a defining moment for you, like where you were like, yeah, I'm self-aware, like
You know,
that kind of
like
thing.
they always say, like in robotics and AI, they always talk about like the algorithm or the machine, the robot becoming sentient. That's like having its own consciousness, right? Which is, I guess, a base level description of what being self-aware is, right? So I think it's kind of like an onion.
different
And
layers.
so like you just one layer gets peeled off, one layer gets, so like from where you're born, like I don't think maybe even in the first couple of days babies are I might have to look this up, but I don't think babies are aware that like they are like individual separate beings, right? But over time they start to become aware that like, okay, light, dark,
Consciousness starts coming.
you get touch, feel, the senses, right? They start going into, okay, am I a dark person? Am I a light person? Do I like good things? Do I like bad things? What is good? What is bad? Do you get? And then just like that, gradually, you know, when you go through puberty, you start to think, you know, what is feeling, what is emotions, you know, and then you start to make, based on your experience and stuff, you start to make, you know, your own conclusion. So like as you grow older and depending on how like the kind of exposure to life experiences that you have and the range or extent or depth of those experiences will determine, I guess, how many layers of the onion is peeled off, right? I'll say like at different points in my life as I'm going, so maybe like in childhood, preteen years, teen years, going through puberty, you know, young adults, 30 plus, like across those different sort of regions or aspects of my life, I said there'll probably be moments if I think hard enough about it where I can say, okay, a certain switch, like another layer was peeled off at this point, like another major layer was peeled off and another layer was peeled off at this point. But I think as an adult, I'll say maybe around when I was like 25, 26 is when I think like at least my current stage of
And you're what now?
self-awareness.
30 something, 35.
Jesus, relax, okay? What the hell? We don't need to like.
I'm just saying, yeah, sorry.
We don't need to bring in numbers of age.
No, but it's very important because like if you say you became not like you became self-aware at 25, 20, but like that's one that you can pinpoint as like recent memory. It makes sense.
I'm
for you
31
to-
now.
31.
So yeah, I'll say the guy I am today started when I was like
So some 6 years ago, that's like
between 24 and 26. It's like when I'll say, you know, and it's not like the guy I was before now is like that drastically different. That's maybe like I just gained maybe like 15 to 20%.
right.
Do you get? So it's not like, you know, I was like this completely different guy. You know, of course I was a different person, but not
Like
that
you
much
just
different.
evolved, like obviously.
Yeah, like again, that was when I was making the point earlier about like us having moments where that elevation in self-awareness comes in different as we grow, like in different periods of our lives, right? So this early adulthood period of my life is when I'm saying like, so the increment into when I started having adult problems and shit, right?
I
Because
know.
that's what builds self-awareness.
True.
It's the friction of life and like the things that don't go well and like, when you're struggling, that's what teaches you that, okay, I am actually more an intellectual person than I am a punch you in the face person. You get it? Because one day you'll try like to punch you in the face, but you end up being punched in the face. So now you know that what.
Then you can now objectively evaluate yourself and say
as my fist, So I think that's why, like, when I say like most recently, like is when you get to, because the problems I had when I was 25 was not the problems I had when I was 15, when I was 14. There was one time that babes they were the problems I had. It was just babes. They were babes.
Babes. Well, were babes the problem? Like there were just too many babes.
I don't know.
You couldn't choose.
And
So just
and
an average teenager.
So, babes were my only option.
Oh,
so I was really all about the babes.
All about.
I didn't get any.
So that means
but
this just took me to what the conversation on Twitter about like men having 150 body count. Based on like what you're saying now, like do you think you have 150?
I said I didn't get.
Okay,
any.
You didn't get.
I didn't land any babes. First of all, I went to an all-boys secondary school. So going to an all-boys secondary school does not help your case when you are when you're looking for when you need babes. You're just like, to be honest, it's so wild because like at that time I don't even think like I really knew like anything like that. I don't even think like the babes like I was going to do anything. Like I don't know if it was going to be interesting, it was going to be fun. I just wanted to know that I just wanted a bunch of girls to just like me. They just think I'm a cool guy. That was just what mattered to me. And why? Because all the cool guys had babes that said they were cool guys. So it's like, I need me some babes to hook me up, so that I can be one of the cool guys. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was pretty much it. But now I don't care about being a cool guy.
Yeah. What do you care about?
Babes. And now I care about money. And another passport.
Go buy now. Somebody said, wait, if you can, please purchase another passport. I'm like, did they sell it? Is it on AliExpress?
How long you be either share withdraw? Why they lost his passport office? Why mini passport?
I feel other.
I want the pink one. I want the pink one. Can I buy the one that has extra sheets?
Oh my god.
But I think like, at different points you have different stages.
It's that thing you're saying about like layers. I think it just goes to show like that, like if you have like a high level of self-awareness, like you're just able to, engage with issues like differently, right? Especially because like being self-aware also ties to your value, right? So it's that thing you said about like the example you just gave now about, if you think, you could use fist before, but then you're now self-aware to know that you can use mouth, right? It also goes to like your value, because if you think, maybe fighting is bad, like obviously somebody can die literally if you beat the person or if you fight with the person, as opposed to you using your mouth to finish. The person might die by character assassination, but the person is not going to die like, death. So I think like it's just like having a high level of like self-awareness for you to be able to evaluate and objectively know what, who you are as a person and like what certain things align with your value and like how to engage with those kind of things.
Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. At the end of the day, self-awareness is all about just recognition. Like obviously there's going to be some subjectivity, but you have to like the ability to see things that, as far as you are concerned, right? Like what makes you. What are things that make you happy? Why do those things make you happy? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, you like eating bread a lot. Why? And what about bread is it that makes you like eating it so much? Or maybe like you have a drinking problem. Why do you have the drinking problem? And like then what what are the things that you can do about it? Or what does this drinking problem, who does that make you become? Does it make you more angry? Does it make you a less responsible person, etc. So self-awareness is basically just recognizing who we are, the things that make us tick, that make us who we are, like
I think one of the reasons why people don't attain that level, like, or why most people might not attain a high level of self-awareness is because it forces you to face like ugly truths about yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because if you're self-aware, then you know about your flaws, your blind spots, like all the non-pretty things that you are about, and you're able to like deal with it. But it's not like pretty for you to be able to like engage with those things.
Yeah.
It's incredibly hard. Like if you know you're an angry person, like
it's not easy to sit down there and say I'm actually
I'm angry.
person.
Like do you get
like being an angry person is not something that like
you should be proud of, like
like that
you're
most
proud
people
of.
are proud about. So yeah.
But if you acknowledge that you're an angry person, then you can do things to not make you be in situations where you get angry.
Yeah. So,
if you're self-aware enough to know that.
Like I think the way I try to think about it, I think the way most people think about it is like self-awareness is like, like just like I was saying that, it's about recognizing the things that make you tick, things that make you who you are, and make you do the things that you do, right? That it's very easy to just think of that as like, positive things, right?
Exactly.
I'm a loyal person, or I'm a caring person, I'm a supportive
I'm
person.
a good friend. I'm nice.
I'm
caring.
I'm this, I'm that, right? But like I think a better way to think about it is to look at it as like the bad things, the negative aspects of our person is like interrogating why are those things the way they are. Like, why am I an impatient person? Do you get? Or why do I have trust issues? Or why do I like lying? Or like why am I unnecessarily secretive? Etc. Those things, because the self-awareness itself is just like, again, back to that example about using your face versus using your brain, right? It's like if you don't get the disappointment that your face, which you thought was going to work, which you thought was your way, if not for the disappointment that it did not work, and then you got punched in the fucking face, and then you now go back, and then that now helped you separate, the pros and cons, and then that okay, it's my brain that is, but like it's the negative thing in that interaction that brings out the positive learning, which is that
me can use my brain.
Use your brain.
Cannot use my fist.
Like the positive things don't really bring any learning per se. Like it doesn't really necessarily make you that much more self-aware per se. Like if you're a caring person, like it's just a good virtue, it's just a good character trait, and so end of like you can only be more caring.
Yeah. But that's like, also bad too. Like even
no. I'm not saying like of course you absolutely, in fact that is where you are trying to move the balance of your skills towards that good side, right? But the only thing that gets you moving towards that good side is the bad thing. Do you get? Is the negative thing, is like the
work you do to shed those negative things.
You get
like positive.
Becoming nobody that thinks of themselves in only like their good characteristics or their good traits is as self-aware as they think they are. Because you need to like sit down and really immerse yourself in those negative parts of who you are for any of that self-awareness to come. If you don't recognize the bad side, then you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then so you are not moving closer to the good side because you're not adding more good points to your good bag.
You're not moving closer to being highly self-aware. Like you're just lying to yourself and like
you get. So like I like to think about it like that journey to self-awareness. I like to think like it has more to do with the negative aspects. Like just go, like the good things are fine. Like once if you have them, you have them already. Like they take care of themselves. Like the world is not, at worst, the world is just maybe somebody will take advantage of that. But that's about it. But the bad things can cause a whole world of problems. Right? Like if you have anger issues, like you are more likely to get into fights, into altercations, outbursts. You're more likely to say things that you maybe don't mean or that might be extremely hurtful to your loved ones.
Yeah.
There are all these other things that come with it. But if you're a supportive person, like the worst that happens is someone will take advantage of it. Do you get? Like there's no, it's hard for you to commit crime from a supportive or from a caring standpoint. Do you get? Like so it's only your bad character traits that are going to magnify why you need the good, why you need to work on that stuff and reduce it or whatever. So
and it even helps you to just like know why you like approach things the way you approach. Like if you're an angry person, for instance, like if you engage with that, you get more insight. Like it's more data for you, like for you to be able to know why do I get angry? Is it because of what somebody says? Is it because of what's triggering me, right? And then you can use that
for all these interrogations.
Yeah.
But like you also said earlier, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all. Like nobody likes that they have these bad traits. Like nobody, like people that are gluttons don't like that they like food so fucking much.
Yeah.
Like they will have times when they will be like, I can just
What am I eating again?
like, nobody likes bad aspects of themselves. So that's why we are always, it's not something that like, that's why you see people like get defensive very easily. Like, boy, just say something like this show that you've been making me watch.
For sure.
Real Housewives of Lagos. And
What
how
happened
Linda
to-
Ikeji is always just, and to her, she does not see that she's the problem. Everybody
Exactly. Linda
else
Ikeji is not Laura. Not Linda
is
Ikeji.
the
It's
problem.
Laura.
Yeah, it's Laura. I said.
Oh, I thought you said Linda.
Like everybody else is the problem except her.
Because
Do you
she's not
get?
self-aware.
Because she's refusing to see the negative aspects of who she is. Like, you are moody, you are always trying to start some drama, you're also an attention seeker to the detriment of others. Those are the real problems. But you're not tackling that. So you're not moving any points to your good side because status quo is just, you're just there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But assuming she starts to realize and accept that like everybody cannot just
Gang up on
me.
you.
Like me too, what am I doing wrong? Or what
Like
could I be
interrogate.
doing better?
Yeah,
You know?
interrogating
So
herself.
from there, then she'll be able to see that like, oh, okay, this. But another thing that makes it incredibly hard also is that we are naturally biased towards ourselves. Like,
Exactly.
just by
Imagine
nature,
somebody
like,
coming to tell me, why are you always angry? I'm
and you be
what do you
"Daddy,
mean?
angry?" It's your
What do you
dad-
mean?
It's your daddy that is an angry bird. You're mad.
But every time the person has seen you, you've always been angry.
Do you
So
get? So it's like, being able to, it's not something that comes, it's not first nature. And I think like across human history, right, the things that blow our minds the most are things that kind of seem quote unquote unnatural, that like it feels like you've gone beyond the capabilities of humanity, right? Like going to the moon, for example, is like, what? The moon?
the whole moon.
Do you get like it? Like we are all mind blown by like just thinking of it, like being able to go to the moon is crazy, right? And these are some of the most standout feats. For example, and this is probably not a great example, but again,
I mean, you're self-aware
It's-
to know that
it's
it's not
for
a
that-
great example.
it's further buttressing the point of like, you can also use a not so great example.
Yeah.
Like the reason why Alexander the Great has been so popular is because he conquered so many nations and was a clinical general at 33 years old, right? So we are like
But
reaching that height of power and conquest at 33 is fucking insane. Do you get?
Yep.
Because like it's something that everyone can relate to, right? And there are so many other examples across human history of just astonishing feats, right? Where it's like somebody stepped out of, and that act like pushed us collectively forward, right? So bringing that back to this thing about self-awareness and being able to interrogate those negative aspects is that like, because it's not natural to us, it's not our first nature to just be like,
engage with those negative traits.
I they lie. Oh man, I'm such a liar. Like sometimes I don't even need to lie, but I just enjoy it. I just
Oh
enjoy
my
that shit.
god!
You know,
Are you
like,
dragging me? Because
it's
you've
not-
said this
no,
thing
no,
to
no,
me
no, no,
before
no,
that
no.
you just lie. Why'd you lie, Jemima? You just lie for no
See,
reason.
this is how people go and carry it. The bullet was going to where it was going. You just went to go and carry it. I don't know about that, all right? But like it's been in our own. So the examples I gave about incredible human achievement, right? That's like on humanity, race, global, the world kind of thing. But when you bring that into a microcosm of just an individual person, right? Being able to step outside of what is natural for you, i.e., interrogating the negative aspects of those things that are not so great about you. That's how you become, I don't know, stoic or super self-aware or whatever. Because actually, like this thing, like quantifying how self-aware you are, I think is a very tricky thing. So I try not to think of myself like I like to like I'm not that self-aware.
No, I think
trying to-
like there's nobody can ever arrive at being self-aware. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you never really arrive at yes, I'm self-aware. It's like an ongoing process. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's every as you go along. Do you think it's closely related to age? Like as you age, you become more self-aware. Do you think so? I think it can be, but it doesn't necessarily have to.
Yes, I agree. I think, yes, it can be like as you age. I mean, naturally, as you age, your priorities change and shift. But like, I don't think like just because you are growing old means that you are necessarily going to become more self-aware. No.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason why they say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. So, and we have people that are fools at 70, at
They are still
60, at
fools.
whatever age. So, yeah, I think, again, just to that earlier point about like, periods in your life, like when you were like under 10 years old, all you probably cared about was just wanted to play. If you were into
eat,
dolls,
sleep,
like that was
wake
it.
up,
There was nothing
go to
like,
school, pass.
You had no concept of like taking trips or going to fancy restaurants or like dressing like you're going to a red carpet show or like attending black tie events or whatever other cruise that we catch now as adults, right? None of that shit meant anything to you. Like your mother could just give you one 50 naira fan yogo like this, and it was like $50 billion now. Like I don't like if you want to equate feeling,
it.
like so. As you age, life happens, the world happens to you and around you, and like priorities shift. So that in itself can, by default, cause some self-awareness, some growth.
I think
in the levels of
I think you just have to you have to make a conscious effort to want.
But that is not enough. Is the problem? Because yes, again, it's such an extremely. That's why they say self. Right, self. I mean, it's such an extremely individual thing. So like, there's
like you have to be like nobody can do it for
it
you.
has to be
you.
intentional.
It has to be you.
It's not. It won't just happen to you. Do you get like you
have to,
just wake
put
up
your
and just
energy, commit to the process of like self-discovery and like just yes, do the work essentially.
It's basic. That's it. Like growth in self-awareness requires you doing a healthy amount of work individually. Like this is not something that somebody like even your therapist does not like. This is the thing about therapy. People think that it's like therapists are like regular doctors except for the brain, right? They are in a way, but the treatment method is very different. Like you go to the doctor, they diagnose you, they give you pills to treat the symptoms, right? That's pretty much straightforward, right? Or they recommend a course of treatment for some symptoms. But your therapist will not necessarily give you a course of treatment, right? Your therapist will primarily try to get you to arrive at the answer yourself first. Is if they cannot now get you to get to that point,
then they
can now maybe give you some exercises or
something to nudge you.
They won't even necessarily like therapists. From what I've seen depicted on TV, in movies,
it's different from
what I've watched, documentaries, my own personal experience. Therapists generally don't try to give you solutions. Like they don't try to do it overtly, right? They try to get you to arrive at the solution yourself. That's why people always talk about the kind of questions that their therapists ask, and they'll be like, I've never thought about it like that before. Get? That's what they're trying to do, is like let you know that you already know the answer, but you just need to that layer off, right? So it's very, very if therapy can be very useful if you're keen on the journey about self-awareness,
and if you can afford it,
and if you can afford it, you can afford it. But there's a lot that you can do yourself. And the truth of the matter is just that there's just work. It's just
work now. It's just work. I think like everybody can attain a high level of self-awareness. You just have to be be honest with yourself and want to do the work. Like literally, it's not like anybody can say, oh yeah, come and be self-aware. Like you have to by yourself say, okay, you know what to. This process of self-discovery, right? This process of, I want to know why I engage with certain issues this way, or I want to know why I have this opinion about certain issues, right? So I want to go through the journey of probing myself, right? I want to put energy into figure, even if if it has to do with maybe your past or like when you were young and all of that, which is also what I think some therapists do, right? Which helps people to kind of draw a direct correlation between what's happening with them now and what happened in their childhood, because there's something that happened. There might have been a trigger But if you don't engage with that and like decide to say I want to go through that discovery process myself and put energy into that, it's like you can't really get it. But I wanted us to just quickly talk about like what is the benefit of, you know, being like attaining a high level of self-awareness. Obviously you can't be self-aware, but it's an ongoing process. So
everybody to self-awareness.
Yeah.
Like someone can like why?
Exactly. Yes. Why? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like every good thing, every good trajectory, every good path that any one of us is going to take always starts from us. Do you get? If you are, it's now person they always say, forgetting that saying. Anyways, the point of this saying is someone that is healthy that can go to work and then make money and then have a certain standard of living. Do you understand? So if you are not in a great place yourself, like the world around you will also not be a great experience for you. So that's the benefit of self-awareness, because self-awareness expands you as a person because you have a deeper understanding. And self-awareness is not like food or like water that like it's not common. It's not
right.
It's not that it's uncommon, but like it's not mainstream. It's not something that like it's not like a religion that everybody just understands the concept. Like,
I literally just said when I started speaking that I'm not like self-aware like 100% whatever, but like I know that I'm one of the most self-aware people that I know.
So like because it's not something that like most people think about. This thing that you're saying about like you know being willing to put in the work and commit to like identifying those things that make you who you are, etc. Like it's not something that people think about like the way they think about or like for breakfast, or like for lunch, or like for dinner, or have I drunk water or thirsty. That's why I made the food and water. Like it's not, there's some things that like it's not like breathing that like it's subconscious.
Yeah.
It's not. It's something. It's a subject that people have to discover. Do you understand? And I think unfortunately, like it's not included in our education somehow, because I think
so you can't learn it.
I think it's at least not formally. No, you don't become. I don't think there's a formal way to become more self-aware. I don't think there's a university course or an online course. I mean, I'm sure people sell books and whatnot.
How to be self-aware.
That's BS, because
it starts
real life experience. You existing in the world is what, and experiencing the world is what creates that journey to self-awareness. That's why at the top of the show I said, depending on the depth and breadth of those experiences that you have, right? That's why you see some people are on laju than on.
True.
What is on laju? They've experienced more things. Do you get? So if you are a hermit crab now and you never go out, you never do this, like there's 1,001 experiences out there that you've not experienced. You get? Somebody that has experienced those things, it would be more self-aware than you. Do you get? Because they already understand. They already know what
they have more insight
when they are in whatever amount of situations. Do you get?
Yeah.
So I forgot the part I was trying to make shit.
The pros. Anyways, I think you've answered the question. Like, what's the benefit of self-awareness? Like being self-aware. I'm going to answer that question with a personal story. So when I was when I was in high school or secondary school, whatever it is that they called it then, I'm still small, so yeah. But I used to be really small, like then, like because
you're not small in Jesus' name.
Stature wise,
you go there, go looking.
I mean, physically, let me back. So physically, like I'm not a big person, right? I'm small. So first of all, when I got to high school, right, I didn't get my house wear, or like it was a whole thing. So I started wearing like white, and white is what we used to wear to church when we were in secondary, because I was a boarding student. But I was wearing my white every single day. So one day this senior sees me and she calls me and she's like, "Come here. Why are you wearing this day of the week? Why are you wearing white when it's not Sunday?" And blah, blah, blah. And, I had to explain this and that. And then she was like, "Look at you, say very small. I'm sure it's 1 year that they used to sew this white, right?" And then from then on, they started to call me 1 yard. Now you have to understand that this was GSS 1. And till I left,
That was
like
not a
literally,
great start.
like juniors were calling me senior 1 yard. I'm not joking.
Oh my God,
Like
senior 1 yard, you know.
some people didn't know my name. Do you get, like from that GSS1 to SS2? You know, when it felt was started, I was feeling somehow because I'm just like 1 yard, kilowatt day. Like, is that my name? Do you get? But I didn't really. How do I say? It wasn't
Like
a.
they've reduced you to 1 yard.
Do you understand? But like there was nothing I could do about it because a lot of people were just calling me 1 yard and like it was just what it is, right? Couple of years later, anytime I like have conversations with people, maybe like virtually, right, and they've not seen me, and then when we see, one of the first things they say is, "You're so small, you're so deep, why are you so tiny?" Do you get all of that? But then I now thought about it, like it used to make me feel bad, but I also thought to myself, like, you know what? But I am small. Do you get, like,
You're not small, just
I'm not small in Jesus' name, but like, you know, physically I'm not a big.
small stature.
I'm small statured, right? So you know, they might be.
AOJ dollar small.
You know,
Come
people
off it.
might be trying to have, like, when they make those comments, they might be making it to mock or whatever. But like, you know, at the end of the day, I am small statured, right? So I had to like deal with that, like basically probe myself and like, why do I always feel bad when people like make comments about like my stature, right? Because they are not lying. They might be coming at it from a malicious place, right? And whatever, but that's their own business.
That's a reflection of them, not you.
Not me. So
Right.
like I had to get to that point where even before, sometimes like now when I meet people, before they even say, "Oh, I thought you were," I would already say, "Oh, you thought I was bigger than I," but I never told you I was bigger than I was, right? So it's you like literally you are the one. I don't know what is making you in your mind. I mean, just as you have preconceived notions. So I had to like deal with that aspect, like to just say, okay, you know what, I'm small statured, and if people engage with me or like make that kind of comment or whatever, it doesn't have anything to do with like I am small statured, and it doesn't have anything to do with like who I am as a person.
Oh, they don't.
Do you get? So like now I'm in at that place where I'm just like it's nothing to me when people make those kind of comments anymore. But then like it was very, very like I would always feel so bad, like, and I didn't know why. Like it was just so like hurtful to me. Like, why am I being reduced to 1 yard? Or why am I being reduced to, oh, you're so tiny, you're so this, you're so that. But like nah, it's just it is.
You
what
had
it is.
to figure out a way to be comfortable with being small.
Exactly.
Because in your experience with the world, especially through secondary school, like the world and the environment has constantly tried to tell you that being small statured is a bad
problem,
thing, or is a problem, or there's some kind of negativity to it. So, and this, you are literally just defining self-awareness, like an example of a moment or a thing in where self-awareness has happened,
came
right?
to play.
But so like there are different stages
and
to this
different
journey,
things, exactly,
right? And different things that happened. Right? And then the switch happens when you then decide that it's not external people or laws or opinions or TV shows or whatever. It's not anything outside of yourself.
True.
That is going to tell you how good or bad being small statured is.
Period.
So self-esteem will elevate.
Oh, it's elevate.
So you've taken that control.
I've taken it
over how you feel about being small statured away from the world.
The world, exactly. So it's like, so now it's like that's the benefit. Like now I'm not like literally it doesn't faze me. I'm not like, and I'm a better person. Like I just
stunting your small staturedness.
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
wearing my skimpy and showing skin all the time. Because I can't.
This woman never wears a bra. I never see person we know they wear bra. I just people they tweet away, they always tweet away, they always talk, say, I never wear a bra. I never wear a bra. This one, only God knows if she owns any at all. Like, it's actually wild. Like,
I think maybe I own one or two.
Maybe once or twice ever, and I've known this for a long time. Only once or twice, maybe ever I ever saw bra. But there you have it. So you're rocking.
Anyways,
you're
yeah,
all sexy and shit on these streets.
So It
Your
is what it
DMs are
is.
still popping.
It's popping.
Your
no.
bank account is still on that bezel level. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
You don't want me to send your account number?
No, it's not.
I'll send you my account number.
No,
don't
it's
worry.
not. Anyways, guys, so
Don't
the
worry.
benefit is so like the benefit to being self-aware
like,
is immense, right? It's an ongoing process too, Sha. So at the end of the day, you just
Like,
have to know that, and
Yeah.
you're just a better person if
Yeah.
you're self-aware.
You're basically just basically deciding that you will choose how you feel
Exactly
about things, and like you're not going to choose that feeling based on external
what external
factors.
period.
That's literally it. And
Say that
when
again,
you
say
have
that again, say that
I
again.
can't remember how to say it.
I knew you were
That's
not going to
stress.
remember. That's why I said
That stress brain.
I swear you're not going to remember.
Like 5 of the last 15 cells when I use the composer.
I just knew it.
I beg. So yeah, like the benefits are immense. Obviously, like you just become, you move better through the world. Basically, like bad things are not as hurtful as they would be if you were less self-aware, and like good things are more enjoyable than they would be if you were less self-aware.
Period.
So that's just a pretty much. But obviously, it's a subjective journey. And your life experiences and how you approach them and your own choices and what you choose to go after. If you really want to get on that level, it's not going to be easy, like we've said. It's not going to be the most comfortable thing, but it's what you got to do to get to that point.
It's what you gotta
Unfortunately,
do.
so it's like
if you want to be a better person,
so it's what it is. Yes, that's literally it. Like there's no shortcuts, there's no command, there's no book, there's no anything. That's literally what you got to do. So, what else do we have to tell the people?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yes.
Recommendations. Thank you guys for listening.
People, if you have any other tips, maybe you know better than us.
Yeah, maybe you're more self-aware because, like, I see the struggle. Sometimes I'm like, where am I?
You understand? Me, I still learn. You understand? Because like me, like this, I have some insecurities that I'm dealing with that I also want to overcome my journey. Self-awareness. So if you have any tips, tricks, or you have an experience, or a moment of self-clarity or a defining moment that you want to share with us or you want to share with other listeners, feel free to reach out to us on Twitter at The Shrine Pod, and on Instagram at The Shrine.pod. And you can also send us an email at you can send us an email at the following email address: the Shrine Podcast at gmail.com. Do we have any recommendations for the people?
None from me. Do you?
None from you.
People should watch Real Housewives of Lagos.
What the hell? Actually,
Real Housewives of Lagos, please, you guys should watch it. I actually enjoy the show. I think I like reality TV, even though I know that it's not reality because it's reality in some people, but it's largely scripted. They have a storyline they're following. But just take it. I love reality TV. Allow it, okay?
People, don't worry. There will be similar suggestions when PBN season is upon us. So
yes, now.
Or
season is upon us, but I don't need to recommend that to people. So yeah.
All right. Even though you started to drop it, because what I want to recommend for you, I want to recommend 2 things for you guys this week. The first is a show on Netflix called Hip Hop Evolution. Is it Evolution or Revolution? One of them, whether with the R.
Now you they recommend. Now you they ask questions.
Hip Hop Revolution or Evolution on Netflix. It's if you're a hip hop head. It's an interesting story of the genre, like historical documentation. It's like the interviews is very nice. Just go check it out. And then the second thing is a show on DSTV, I don't know which channel, called Judging Matters. Right? Like all of you Lagos people that think that this is Nigeria, right?
Lagos is a wild place.
You all need to go and look at that show so that you see like the real Nigerians that are not on Twitter, not on Instagram with your...
Ebuka is on that show.
Yes, so Ebuka hosts it. He's the general counsel. Okay? Yeah. And Ebuka knows how to ask the right questions.
Violence minister.
Listen, the man is good at his job, all right? So, and then it's a legal show, and he's also a lawyer. He's got a master's apparently. So They know what they're talking about. And the judge is an actual real life judge.
Yeah.
So go check it out. Judging Matters on DSTV. What else we have for the people? Is that all?
Yeah, that would be all.
Okay, as usual. Thank you guys very much for rocking with us. Remember to share, give us a like, give us a rating on Apple Music as well. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, your uncles, your aunties, your other family members, all the people on your streets, all the people that you meet at the party. Tell them that they should listen to the Shrine podcast, because we always bring the vibes, and as we always say, this is the show with a lot of banter, and hint,
a dash, just tinting small. It's
Thank you
sprinkle,
so much
like
for
Salt
rocking with
Bay.
us. We love y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Till next time.
Yeah, bye.
Peace out.
Adios.